Hi everyone, Samantha here from holisticwellness.ca and author of the 30-Day Hormone Solution. If you've got your copy of this book, I want to share with you some of the essential ingredients that you want to keep on hand as you make your way through the 60 recipes in here that are all gluten-free and grain-free and going to optimize your hormonal health. So of course, I couldn't load up everything here, but essentials you always want to keep on hand is a variety of vegetables as well as a variety of proteins and some really good healthy fats. So with healthy fats, that might mean something like olive oil and avocado oil, avocados of course, which are so great and you can make a really quick guacamole with these. Grass-fed butter, ghee, these are some of the oils that I always have on hand. And then with meats and your proteins and your poultry or your fish, I always like to have a variety. It's really important to add variety, especially with your protein sources, because those proteins break down into amino acids, and those amino acids go on to support your body from head to toe and really optimize your neurotransmitters and your hormonal health. So don't just eat chicken over and over and over again. We have eggs on hand and chicken and turkey and lamb and beef, a variety of different fish or seafood. And I always want to swap out the proteins that I'm eating. And you want to make sure each meal has good quality protein because that protein will help to stabilize your blood sugar so you don't experience hangry periods. You know, when you're hungry and angry all at the same time, you don't want that to happen. And then of course, vegetables. Vegetables are so important. So I always have cauliflower on hand, and there's a ton of recipes in the 30-Day Hormone Solution that utilize cauliflower. So you can make cauliflower rice, you can make my homemade cauliflower gnocchi, you can make the whole roasted cauliflower, which is so beautiful and a really great recipe to serve if you are entertaining. And then leafy greens, of course, you can't forget these. So we always have kale on hand, or maybe some Swiss chard or spinach. And then we have other vegetables that we keep on hand. Maybe it's green beans or zucchini and some romaine lettuce to make salad so you can make the taco bowl in the 30-Day Hormone Solution. And so make sure you have variety. That is what is really important. And then I always have citrus. I've always got either some grapefruit or lemons or limes or some orange because I really like to flavor my water with citrus. And oftentimes I'll put a really big bottle of water in the fridge and I'll put some slices of lemon and some slices of orange in there. And it just really flavors the water and it's so delicious. Okay, now outside of the essentials, some other things that I really like to keep on hand, especially when I'm cooking and I'm baking up different ingredients, different recipes and whatnot from the Hormone Solution book, there's a lot of different things I have on hand. So of course I use a lot of gluten-free, grain-free flours. So you can use cassava flour or almond flour. You can also use tapioca flour, arrowroot, coconut flour. I mean, these are all really great nutrient-dense flours, and they're gluten-free and they're grain-free. So I always have those stocked in my cupboard at home. And then I always keep things like hemp seeds and flax seeds and chia seeds. They're loaded with omega-3s. They're simple to add to smoothies. You can make a chia pudding with this. And flax seeds are a really great fiber, and they help to bind to excess estrogen in your body and flush it out of your body. So I love having flax seeds on hand. And I always do keep any sort of nuts and seeds inside the freezer so that they don't go rancid because they contain really healthy fats. And those fats can be very volatile to different heat and light, so I like to store them in the fridge or the freezer. I also keep cacao powder on hand all the time because I love to bake, and I love to bake low sugar to no sugar recipes. So if you've made any of my baking recipes, you know they are amazing and they're still so delicious even though they are gluten-free and sugar-free. Cacao powder is so great to have on hand. You can add these to a smoothie, and you can also obviously bake with it, and it's loaded with magnesium, which is really great. And magnesium is so great for supporting hormonal health. So I've always got that on hand. I've got monk fruit on hand, which is a no-calorie sweetener. This is the one that I currently have on hand from Lakanto, and I really like the golden one specifically. It just has a little bit of a more rich flavor to it, which I really like. So this is a 0-calorie, 0 glycemic load sweetener, which I always use to sweeten my baked goods with and my recipes with. I always have a variety of nut butters on hand. So whether it's cashew butter or tahini or sunflower seed butter or almond butter, always have a variety of those. Mayo, okay, this one I'm obsessed with. It is from Primal Kitchen. It's a chipotle lime mayo. It's so good. It has a little bit of spice to it, and I pretty much eat it with like everything. I'm so obsessed with it. We go through it pretty quickly in our house. So I always love to have this on hand. And this is really great to, you can mix this with some really good canned salmon, and then you can add in a little bit of chopped onions and some chopped celery, add in your mayo, and you can make a really quick salmon sort of salad that either you can put onto the almond loaf that I have in my book, the recipe in my book, or you can stuff it inside the avocado, or you can use it in some romaine lettuce wraps. So lots of ways that you can use the mayo. And then chocolate chips, of course, because I love to bake. And I do like the Lily's brand because they are a low sugar to no sugar brand. So they have the keto chocolate chips, and they're also dairy free, and they are just sugar free, which is really wonderful. So I really, really love using these, and I always have these on hand. So if I wanna whip up something really quick to bake that's really healthy, then I always use the Lily's chocolate. And then oils, so whether that's avocado oil or an avocado spray or olive oil, this is really great as well. And then a really good quality sea salt. This is essential. I love Redmond real salt. We use that for everything. And salt is so important. It actually helps to support your adrenal glands. So first thing in the morning, you can take a mason jar, fill it with some water. I always use mason jars. That's what I drink out of at home. And I fill it with some water. Maybe you put a lemon slice in there, put a pinch of sea salt, and it's a really great way to hydrate your body and support your adrenal glands. And then lastly, bone broth. So this is homemade bone broth. You might not be able to really see it, but it's actually quite jello-y. It's like very gelatinous, and that's a good thing. You want your bone broth to be gelatinous. And listen, if you make it and it doesn't turn out gelatinous, it's okay. It's still fine. It's still healthy for you to eat. So I always have ingredients on hand to make bone broth. And there's an amazing 10-step bone broth recipe inside the 30-day hormone solution. So easy to follow. I make mine in my Instant Pot, and bone broth is so great, especially during more of the winter cold months. And what I do is I warm up bone broth in the morning, and I drink that as a morning tea basically. And it's so great for supporting your immune system and really supporting your gut. And also if you have like joint pain going on, if you want to beautify your skin, bone broth is essential for that. So I really always have that on hand. Sometimes we'll have things like chicken feet or chicken wings, and that's what we make our broth with. So we keep it frozen in our freezer, and then I just always got the ingredients to make it. So these are the essentials. As you make your way through the 30-day hormone solution, I highly suggest you make sure you've got your pantry stocked, your fridge stocked, your freezer stocked, and you can make your way through all the amazing recipes in here. There are 60 gluten-free, grain-free recipes that are gonna help to optimize your hormonal health and help you to lose weight. So thank you so much for being with me today. Head on over to holisticwellness.ca for more information. And if you have any questions, comment below. I'm happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching today.